the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Already here, they'll audible to something else. Here's a toss right side to Mitchell. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they've played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, and when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
They'll run the screen with Mitchell. He's across midfield. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Back to throw, Williams. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are on the board first here this afternoon. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Let's go. Striker, 3-3.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Now the extra point. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And the defense closes quickly there, and they'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Look at this Baltimore defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. What a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line.
Here we go.
3rd down and 13.
17. 22 needle.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Ravens will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. After the interception, here's Jackson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up second down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Screen play, setting it up for Mitchell. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Looking to throw. Williams. Throw left side complete. That's Ingram. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, report. Listen up.
He gets it complete to Harris. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
First down, here's Mitchell. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. $13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Back to throw. Williams. And it's caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and through. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly.
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way down to the 26. 74 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on first down. Down right around the 25. give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial. That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. Now Williams on first down. It's brought in by Harris. Down the sideline he goes. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Ravens are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Okay, break.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, that is interception number 4 for him, Charles. 4 here in the first half alone, and they're already trailing by 4 possessions.
Makes me wonder, partner, do they just not have any confidence at all in the backup, or do they just have that much confidence in him? Able to throw 4 picks already, they're certainly hoping that he can turn things around and quickly.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Let's go now.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
Cowboy 80. Bravo 80. Let's go.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen?
when the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Looking to throw. Williams. He's got Burton here. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens just continue to roll. Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic.
Here we go.
Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
102 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. Robinson with another carry. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Ready.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Option play. Here's Robinson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And the Ravens are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? He said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right. Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now Lamar changing the look. An option give now to Mitchell. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And in for the Ravens touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point forthcoming. And the route is on here in this first half. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. And my goodness, another interception. And he will bring this back. It's a pick-6 and a Raven touchdown. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the route is on here in this first half. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Ready?
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. 2nd and 15. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And 3rd and 8 now.
Let's go.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Yellow.
On 3rd down, they're going to go with the option. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. Give him 5 on the QB run, but it's going to bring up a 4th down.
On the ready.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here we go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half.
Here we go.
But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
101 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
3rd and 5.
Ready?
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Running left, here's Mitchell. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
Here's Williams on 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Check, Bobcat. 19 tight. 19 tight. Let's go, let's go. Curve 19. Curve 19. Roll, roll.
Williams to throw on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Ravens have got it on cruise control. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. They'll look to throw here on first down. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Let's go now.
Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by David Ojabo. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Now the try here for the extra point. Now these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Here we go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
A gain of 32 that time. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by David Ojabo. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Ready.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves. But we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's fourth down.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
The Falcons send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like the empty the bucket?
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Back to throw now on 1st down. Checks this one down to Robinson. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
And the Falcons are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as strong running gets them to the 9-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Let's go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. And they're going to speed things up here.
Ready.
Robinson will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Ready, set.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. They'll try and sneak it here. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. With his 6th rushing touchdown on the year, 10th overall. And the Falcons are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0.
Here we go.
You're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but They haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Back to throw. Williams.
The Charles are still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll look to throw again. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Okay, ready?
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here we go, set.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Set, cut.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Trenton Simpson.
Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 15 yards there for number 15. Williams now throwing on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Hey, middle.
Now it's Jackson. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. Stopped short of the 25, but that second effort got him a couple extra. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Buffalo 18. Hurt. Right there. Hurt. Trap 60. Panther 11.
Looking to throw. Williams. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. And this one is no good. He missed it. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
52 blaster. Set.
He'll drop to throw. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Now a throw here to his running back. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. 2nd and 5. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 23. On play action, they'll throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw. Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. This is caught. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Well, CD, you know he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks to the backfield, and it results in a touchdown.
I love how you laid that out. So many options. You maybe forget about some of the ones that you should be covering. And they made them pay with that one, didn't they? You forget about the guys in the backfield, they're eligible too.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Point after here coming up. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're... And now here is another interception. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They run over center with Mitchell, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Right back to Mitchell here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Now Williams to throw on 3rd down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
And that is no good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Ready.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. And the Ravens come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense.